Good morning, everyone. I had a good time yesterday working with Adrian in the garden, 6-year-old. And he was just having a ball, and it was just really nice. He really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it as well because it it was just interesting watching how a young mind uh, thinks about gardening. And his mind was completely open. He was learning. He was picking up information from me. And I think that he might like gardening. Um, of course, it's just a number of things you can learn about gardening, a number of things. And he was picking them up. He had the right attitude. He had the right attitude, basically, because he was learning. And I was like, okay, as long as he wants to learn, I'll teach him. Lady love, your love is sweeter than the morning breeze. You got the love I need, my lady love. People are people. They all have the mood, my lady love. You've been with me through all of my ups and downs. In my crazy turnaround, my lady love. That is a classic song by Mr. Lou Rawls. Ah, yes. Planning out your garden is the most important part of gardening. Is planning. You'll never find, as long as you live, someone who loves you tender like I do. You'll never see what you found in me. You'll keep searching and searching your whole life through. Oh, I'm not bragging on myself, baby, but I'm the one who loves you, and there's no one else, no one else. You'll never see what you found in me. Get funky with it. Get funky with it. Hello, hello. Family. That's important. Very much important. I like that. I like that name. I think we got some rain this morning. It looks like rain hit the area this morning. Weather in your town. Weather in my town has been cold, and we also are dealing with like this morning. I think we got some rain, which was good because I fed my plants yesterday with a dry granulated organic food, and we're expecting some light dusting of snow very soon. Very soon. That's what we're expecting. Oh, hello, hello. Good morning, all. Let's see, what is this? A green organic love. I just left your channel. It was just sitting there, and I said, okay, I must be missing something. I didn't understand. And we have food forest, permaculture, a legend on these channels, on these networks. And I was out there yesterday. I was talking about. I was teaching a young man, uh, how to garden, and he enjoyed it. He kept an open mind, and all the people that hit me back behind that, I really appreciate that because I mean, I was unaware that so many people love it. They absolutely love it when they see an older gardener teaching a younger gardener the skill set that will help that child survive or at least enjoy their life more. Oh, and I found out something about the young man. He doesn't drink soda and he doesn't like to eat processed foods. I don't know where he got this from. I think he got it from his mother. But he's I mean, I took him out yesterday, and he said, "No, I don't eat candy. I don't drink sodas. But thank you." And I said, "Wow." I said, "What kind of kid is this? Somebody teaching him well." Please remember to hit the like button for the host. Okay, and win a prize. No, let me stop. I'm just having a little fun there. Let's see. Amazing, amazing. Oh, okay, let's see. We got look at all these people dropping in. I really appreciate that. If we one day I'm gonna go past 10 people and it's gonna just blow me away. It's gonna blow me away. Now I see somebody just hit me here and let's see what we got here. Let's see, green. Okay, laugh out loud. Okay, then we got your video showing the young power in nature. And then there's a dinner table. Thank you kindly. And bring the morning up. It is an honor. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Food Stars Purple Culture. I'm gonna tell you something. Um, I was a little nervous shooting that video because I didn't know, because you never know what kids are gonna say and do when you get them out there. But I knew he was a very respectful kid. I knew that, but I just didn't know what he was gonna do. And so I gave him a bag of uh, organic fertilizer, and and I'm looking at the powder that he's getting on his clothes, and I said, "Oh, I didn't know he was going to do this," and so I panicked a little bit, and I said, "No, just keep the video rolling." And I wanted to tell him that when it comes time for the garden to really go into full production, that I'd like to have him out there so that he can help me pick tomatoes and help me pick cucumbers and help me Uh, you know, I don't know if he'll be able to get the cherries because the cherries are up in the tree. But he's getting taller all the time, so you never know. Let's see what we got here. Okay, this is a video of him. So what I'm going to do,
We are so excited to know.
I'm going to send this over to a channel so everyone other than the people here will get an opportunity to see. And there we go. And let's go look and see if it's there. Because the great thing about kids is that their minds are open. They haven't closed them up. Very kind. Let's see, yeah. Well, he is he's a very um, good kid. I never heard him curse. I never heard him disrespect anybody. He's got a real good heart. And the thing about him is but he does have a ton of energy. So you babysit him, you're not getting any rest. He's gonna ask you every question under the sun about everything. Good gardening, supreme cloudy. Yep, I mean a very good listener. Let's see. The young man is definitely a very good listener. Um, took him fishing once, and it was the same thing. At that time, I think he was, what's it, 5 years old, and I took him there, and he just said, "Let him go," and I was like, "Okay, all right, it's your fish. We'll let him go." He said, "Let him go." So that fish had somebody on his side, yeah. Yeah, fish, fish, fish. I tell you. But I should do the same thing when I would catch fish. I would just let them go, And the lady I was with said, "Well, okay, I just don't understand. So how are we going to take food home if you're letting them go?" And I said, "Well, the fish that I let go was legally undersized, so we really couldn't keep him anyway." So I just just drop you that bit of information there, and that way you would know that you can't keep that fish because he's just so small, so small. You'll never find, as long as you live, someone who loves you tender like I do. Good morning, Supreme Gardener. Say growing young flowers in Canada. I said lead students and I'll tell you somebody else would be great for this kind of work. Food forest permaculture, working it. Just walk a whole bunch of people back there on the property and just show them this is soil, this is where this grows. And I want you all to know that tomatoes are $2.50 a pound. No, no, I'm just no. But think about it though, is that people would learn. Now, okay, I want to ask you good people this question: What would happen? What would happen if you showed individuals, I mean large numbers of individuals in your community, how to grow food? What would happen if they actually started growing this food? What would happen if the government implemented programs that would grow fruit trees and fruit bushes throughout certain neighborhoods or neighborhood period? What would happen? Uh, I know you would hurt the grocery store industry. I know that because people like food forest permaculture would know how to get cuttings off of these trees and be able to implement more trees and bushes and people would say, wow, we have the government put in 6 trees, now we have 25 trees in that area. And that would help people eat. How many people have homeless people in your location where you live? Raise your hands, please. Homeless people in your areas, in your communities. Homeless people that could use a means of eating, especially during the spring and summer, and just eat stuff that's healthy for them, and help them do it. The one thing I did see was it was they came from excuse me excuse me they came from another part of the world, and they were down near a body of water where I was fishing, and it was remember it was I think it was a female and three males or something to that effect. And when I saw this, I said, "This is interesting." They were fishing with materials that they found along the bank, hooks and nylon, well, not nylon, but the fishing line, and they were fishing and crabbing and eating. And they broke up a wooden chair and they set that on fire, and they were, excuse me, able to cook the meal that they had. I thought it was interesting. Okay, healthy human beings is what would happen. Food farmers permaculture wrote, and then you got green organic love, which by the way has a pretty good show. I tuned into it this morning and also yesterday. She was using that voice. Hello, fellow gardeners. I just want you to know that I'm thinking of you. And I said, okay, this is really good. I said, man, we can definitely check this out every once in a while and see what's happening because no one puts that show on every single day. I don't think because it's just you'd have to be totally, absolutely, totally committed to doing it every single day. And that would require a lot of work and pressure, and it would be quite a challenge to take on. And I'm gonna tell you something, folks. It has been incredible. I'm looking out. I'm looking out of my window here, and the trees are blowing gently, and it's a beautiful morning. I just think that I'm sorry about that. It happens every so often. But it is wonderful to see nature at work, folks. Now, I did mention on the video that I did yesterday, which I had no idea those were there. I had no idea they were there. There were all these mushrooms everywhere, and I didn't show you all of them. And they were there because of the leaves that fell from the trees in that location. Those leaves, uh, really rotted down quickly, and the wherever the spores or whatever it caused those mushrooms to grow. And I don't know what kind they were. Uh, I would have to have somebody who was more knowledgeable than myself to be able to look at those and say, "Oh, those are blank," and yes or no, they can be consumed. So I never really took up mushrooms because of all the things I was told as a young person about mushrooms, which is if you don't know what they are, you don't eat them. If you don't know what they are, you cannot and you will not be in good spirits if you ate them. You'll never find, as long as you live, someone who loves you tender like I do. It has been a wonderful day. It's really been a wonderful day. I got up this morning. Um, and I just feel better. Yesterday it was my off day yesterday. It was really, really, really very difficult to get myself together. Really very stressful. Get myself together. Oh, let's see. Oh, I see you here. You got the singing is good for your soul. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Um, I got my songs already. I'm just buying a new speaker system so that I can go out and perform for the elderly. And soon I'll be one, but for right now I'm just right there in the middle, right there in the middle. Still able to walk, get around. I remember my name, which is let's see. Oh, there it is. Morning Gardener. Folks, so it was a song on the air that I heard years ago. It was like go something like "Merry Christmas, baby, you sure do treat me nice." And I could not find the words to the song. I mean, it was I could find excuse me the original song, but I just couldn't find just the lyrics to it. Let's see what we got here for what's the name understand food. Oh, I love it, folks. Just say the word, and it just feel how it feels when it comes out of your mouth. Food, gardening. Oh, gardening just rolls off the tongue. Let's see. And if I could, at cost, I would be growing a whole farm here in this house. Right in this house, I would be growing a farm in the house. They would say, what's going on over there? Where do you get the tomatoes from? Where do you get the cucumbers? But it's just so much easier to uh, grow right outside when the weather is perfect. Now, a couple of things I'm going to do. I want to implement without getting too complex technology in my garden. I just want to do that because um, I just want to just get into that facet of it because here's where I'm at with it. If you could submerge a probe or a sensor underground, so many feet down, and be able to read the temperature of the soil, you would know the exact time to put that plant or that particular type of plant in the ground without worrying about whether or not it's too soon. Um, Farmers had a method back in the day where they would take and roll up their sleeves and they would put their elbow on the surface of the ground, and if it felt cold, they would say no, not yet, or if it felt warm, they would say yeah, this will work. And some went as far as actually dropping trousers and setting their butt on the ground. And if it felt cold, they meant wait a little longer. If it felt, of course, if it felt warm, it would say it's time to plant the corn. So they had methods for this, even back in the olden days. What did gardeners do before there was anything such as a big box store? They absolutely created and grew their own fertilizers. And I watched a video yesterday, and I saw the gentleman. He was growing these plants. I can't call the name of them. I'm not going to try to because I don't want to give out any incorrect information. And he was chopping them down. Actually, he was pulling them from the ground, roots and all. Another farmer, gardener, was using a trimmer or weed trimmer, and he was trimming them off. And I'm thinking, is this an idea they got from my videos, or is this because I've never seen that before, but doesn't mean that it wasn't there because there's so many videos on YouTube. I simply got into doing it with the trimmer some years ago, and when I started doing it like that, I was wondering, this is incredible. You leave the roots in the ground. It's going to do one or two things. It's either going to start growing back or it's going to die, leaving pathways in the soil where the roots used to be. So, benefit, benefit, benefit. And you don't have to use a gas-powered trimmer. You can also, use some battery-powered trimmers to help do the job, and without, ozone and everything with the gas-powered units. But I just think that it's just a great deal. I just think it's a great deal. Just do what you got to do, make it happen. Just do what you got to do, folks. And that's how that works. I am gardening 101 and everything. That's what I'm doing. I love it. The gypsy woman told my mother, before I was born, you got a boy child coming. He gonna be a son of a gun. Let's see what we got here. Let's see, when, that's it. He will go to now. The oldest industrial. Okay, Hugo culture mounds. The practice of burying wood and organic materials under the ground and allowing them to decay and create a absolute very rich environment for soil biology. And when all of this activity is stimulated in that location, plants that are planted above uh, the mound will only reap the benefit. Creating an ecosystem. And that is a wonderful thing. That is absolutely a wonderful thing. Let's see, I'm still here getting my ready for school. Oh, okay, you what we doing multitasking. Keep singing Morning Gardener. Keep singing Morning Gardener. Bigaro, Bigaro. No, that's something else. That's when I'm in my really crazy mood. But I really enjoy good R&B. Uh, One I always do at the karaoke locations is a lot of Barry White's work. Barry White, Lou Rawls, and I enjoyed another artist, which is Mr. Ray Charles, the late Mr. Ray Charles. And I used to do Georgia on my mind. And the thing about Georgia is that when you're doing Georgia, if you really get into the song, you can actually bring the people into that song. And they will absolutely remember you for years. The guy who did Georgia here at karaoke. And you develop some names like Baby Ray Charles or Little Ray Charles or whatever. And I remember that. I think the most tips I ever got singing, I was doing a Barry White song, and it was my first, my last, my everything, and it was that one was the one I got the most tips off of, and also Ray Charles, Georgia on My Mind. Beautiful song, beautiful. What I like about songs when they're well written, I like when back in the day when and they still have some around today. It's not as many where they studied what we call their craft. And they mastered their craft, and they were writers that mastered their craft. And you take a singer or singers, put them together with writers that mastered their craft and singers that mastered their craft, where they weren't singing just for money, they were singing because they loved what they were doing. That You put that together, you get songs like God, man, all the stuff that Temptation did was always mastery. When he said, my girl, talking about my girl. Mm. You got that, and you had beautiful songs that they did, and you had songs like Lionel Richie said, "Why I'm easy, easy like Sunday morning." You know, I mean, you got songs like that. You know, you could drive down a highway and just listen to that. Why in the world anybody put chains on me? You know, I paid my dues to make it. I mean, really beautiful song. And I like the female artists when you start talking about people like Aretha Franklin. Just beautiful, beautiful songs. Yesterday, my little sister came. I saw that video. Your sister, yeah, picking lemon. Yes, yes. Now I'm looking at this here. It says CS. I don't know what that means, but it's CS, and it got a heart next to it. So CS, that's the heart stands for love. I'm not sure. Kind of bad abbreviations, you know, based on my age and everything. Let's see. Sing your heart out, Morning Gardener. Thank you very much. Thank you. And oh, and the young man and I went to the music store yesterday. Went to the music store, and he enjoyed that as well. Like your singing. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. The singing. I didn't realize that, you know, I just messed around a little, just you know, because I enjoy every once in a while I do that. You know, if I go places, it depends on what mood I'm in. It just comes out. But I can't wait until I get a chance to do it for the elderly in the nursing home. I really don't need a really big system to go to the nursing home. You know, because I don't think they want it crazy loud. They just want to be able to listen to quality. And when they hear you sing the songs with love, when you say songs like "Don't Go Changing," trying to please me, never let me down before. No, Lord, I take the good time, I take the bad time, I take you just the way you are. I mean, really, songs like that, and they'll be like, "Oh, I remember that. I remember that song. What was I doing when that came out?" I'm in my 90s now, but I remember Charles. Yes, there's quite a catch. You know, so they'll reminisce off songs like that. High food. I mean, food. I mean, forest. All right, we have got to do. Uh, One day I'm gonna have this room in my number. I think the highest number I had was like 10. I think it was 10. But I'm used to seeing people when I go to their channel, they have like 200, 250 people on there, and that is amazing to me. That's absolutely amazing. Um, and you know, so it depends. It depends. You know, some people have that knack to draw in uh, people who are in the gardening family. They just draw them in, and the people come in. Oh yeah, I remember when we used to play shoot 'em up, bang bang together, baby. And let's see what we got here. We got Jennifer. Jennifer Hudson is my all-time favorite female singer. My favorite female singer because she has the ability and the attitude to bring a song into its proper place. And I like that. I've been loving you too long. I can't stop now. we got some people in here typing up some stuff. I like that. I like that. We are here at the Morning Gardener Show. Mixing organic fertilizer with cow manure, placing it inside the growing hole, if you will, covering it gently with some soil, placing the plant on top, and then bringing the native soil up around the plant. I call that a bomb getting ready to go off in underneath the plant, because here's what happens. You got this seedling that you grew, which is great to grow them yourself, but you save tons of money. And I've gotten smarter over the years of how to grow these things, because instead of going two in this pod and one in this pod, I go 10 in this pod and 10 in this pod. And when they all grow, then I separate them out. And that means I save some space. And growing them in the dead of winter, for me, does not work, because you need to keep these plants for months when you grow them really early. And when it start getting big and you start running out of space, that's when you have a problem. And so I would have a problem, because here I have all these tomato plants at 10 and 12 inches long. They're in bigger pots now. You're thinking of how to keep them warm, how to keep them with light. So that creates a bit of a problem. But here's a fun thing to do. Like I said, you take a spade. I have a spade, so I hate to dig in the soil, but sometimes I'll do it for fun. I'll dig a small hole, which is about 4 inches across. I have a spade that's very cylindrical. You have children. Well, yes. And what I do, folks, is a big small hole. So you got your we call it cow manure, and it's like a way of saying I know cow manure is good, but I don't trust it. So what I do is I make sure that the nutrients are there. So I got the nutrients from the cow manure, and I mix in the what we call it organic fertilizer. Mix it up in the cow manure, and then you take this round little ball and you put it in the ground. And when you put it in the ground, and mind you, I use a fork, manure fork, to loosen up the soil 2.5 feet across, like that, 8 inches deep. And then I make this hole. Once I make that hole, I put this ball of animal manure in the ground, and you've added, the fertilizer to it, and put it in the ground, and then you cover it over with soil, and then you set the plant right on top. I love doing this, by the way. You set the plant on top, you put the native soil back up around it, and you water it. Now, when you water it, you do a little tricky little thing. It's called watering it with, you use either a cow manure, or use a cow manure blend of what we call weed tea. And when you do that, you thin it out by 1 to 10 ratio, and you water the plant. Watch what happens here. First, the plant was grown in a pot that you had in the house. You watered it and took care of it. But when you put it in the ground, it's getting the right amount of sun. It's getting the right amount of nutrients. When you give it that quick feed of that, what I said earlier. I can't remember that tea. And when you give it that tea, you are all set. Okay, I'll check it out. And what will happen is I will absolutely get the plant to explode. And it will take it a few days. And you'll see, first thing that happen is it'll be like, most plants, it's green, but then it will really darken up green. And then once it darkens up green, they'll start growing out all over the place. And I call that uh, the morning garden is explosive. I mean, this is really incredibly crazy. Let's see, we got the GM Morning Gardener. Oh, good morning, morning gardener. Okay, thank you. I got that one right, folks. With the letters, I'm not really good. I go, wait a minute, what does this mean? Um, and it took me the longest time. People would go LOL, and I said, what does that mean? And someone actually wrote it out, and I said, okay, laugh out loud. I said, oh yeah, wonderful, wonderful. Let's see. Forrest will check out your channel. Mm-hmm. Forrest will check out your channel. Let's see. Have to fly, one gardener. A long day ahead. Thank you for very much for stopping by. Absolutely. Thank you very much, and you have a great day. I have to go and make certain that it's windy outside now. I'm looking at this, folks. I'm looking at this. This is really incredible. You should see this. I mean, it's really windy out there. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, my plants are doing great, but for how long? This is winter time. But they all test crops at any rate for this area. They test crops. Collard greens and kale uh, can do quite well in cool weather. But when you put them in cold, frigid weather, well, some will survive. I've seen that in the past. And let's see, it's 6 degrees. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, 6 degrees. Oh my goodness. I would be afraid my heater would hold up because my furnace. Because, man, I remember when it was 9 degrees here once, and I had an old 84 old Cutlass Sierra, and some of you might be mechanics. It had a carburetor on it, and carburetor is not a car you really want to be driving and when it gets cold because it's not the best way to supply fuel to an engine when it's that cold. And so anyway, it ran great and got me along through the winter. The car was like 32 years old when I got rid of it. 32 years old. So I know a little something about keeping a car running. All right, good people, this has been the Morning Garden Show. Some of you stopped in early and got in here, and I want to thank you for stopping by. And I am going to do something in the garden because I have to go out there. Look at the wind whipping around out here, folks. I got to go cover up something or do something because I need to save these little crops I got out there. But thank you all for stopping in. And this has been your host of the Morning Garden Show. Thank you very much for tuning in. And we will do this again in the very near future. Remember, keep on growing. Keep on growing. Thank you very much. You take care and have a good day to each and every one of you.